Jared PolandFronosPhoto.com, and this is your
Taylor's pointing again.
Photo News Fix. This fix is brought to you by the Super Huger Mega Camera Giveaway for 2021. That's right, it's back, and I'm giving one of you the chance to spend $4,999.99 of my very own money on lenses and cameras at Allen's Camera. It is completely free to enter, and no purchase is needed to win. You can score extra entries if you already own or you decide to purchase Fro Pack 1, 2, or 3. Now, for full contest rules and to get entered, head on over to bit.ly/megafro2021. What's that sound? Oh, that's the Fro money truck backing up to you. First up, if you've been on YouTube in the last few days, you've probably seen a bunch of YouTubers prancing around promoting a Kickstarter for a new camera bag designed by some unknown YouTuber who goes by, do I have this right? Pete McKinnon? Never heard of him. What's he, Canadian or something?
Canadian.
Sorry. Nonetheless, Peter has teamed up with Nomadic to kickstart their second project together. The first bag last year was a beast. No joke. I mean, no joke. This thing was big and weighed in empty at 43 Canadian pounds, or just shy of 6 pounds here in the United States.
You guys are dicks.
That bag went on to raise over $2 million on Kickstarter. Now, I have the newest version of the bag right here and plan on testing it out sometime soon.
When will then be now?
Now, this version is much smaller and lighter than the original, but is still built extremely well. I know firsthand that there is no one bag to rule them all, but Nomadic seems to think that this is the perfect bag for your camera gear and non-camera gear needs. And I think that's complete bullshit. Does this bag work for my shoulder bag needs? Nah, I didn't think so. Now, it might not be the right bag for my personal needs, but it may be for yours. Oh yeah, and the close to 2,000 people who have already backed the project to the tune of over $600,000. To watch a video of Peter kicking snow and making coffee with his new bag, look for the link down below.
You, buddy.
Next up, in a story that came out just after we posted Fix last week, Sony announced 2 new camera models and failed to let anybody know. Now, before you go all 6 to midnight on me, the 2 new cameras are minor updates to 2 cameras that have already been out on the market. One is the A7R III and the other is the A7R4. Why the A7R III is still on the market new is beyond me. Now, here's a tip. If you really want an A7R III, just buy one used. Actually, there's a $500 instant rebate on them right now, in which case I still wouldn't buy an A7R III. So what's the minor change? Actually, it's a change I've been asking for years. Sony went ahead and updated the LCD panels from the crappy 1.44 million dot ones to a newer 2.36 million dot one. Now, I can't tell you if the new one is any better since I haven't seen it, but my guess would be yes. So why would Sony do this, you may be asking? Now, I guess the better question is, why wouldn't they do this?
I don't know.
Here's what I think happened. Sony was able to produce the newer LCD for the same price, if not less than the older one, and said, F it, let's do it. Is this a big deal?
No.
Do I suspect a higher price for the newer models?
No.
Sony was probably silent about this because it's not really a huge deal, unless you tell me it's a huge deal or something in the comments below, in which case I still don't think it would be a huge deal. Yeah, you see that like button down below? Don't hit it, because Steven made a bet with me that if this video gets 10,000 likes, I will cut a hair on next week's Fix. And finally, in the biggest news of the week, which you might have already heard about by now, Canon released 3 new lenses and announced the development of the EOS R3. Let's start right there with the announcement of a future camera. Now, I was not harsh enough on Canon for giving us literally 3 specs in my announcement of the announcement video the other day, but the gloves are off now. Come on, Canon, you're supposed to be better than Nikon. Nikon gave us not much about the Z9, and all you gave us about the R3 is that it will have a stacked CMOS sensor, shoot 30 frames per second, have eye control AF, which I think is going to be terrible, and look like this. Now don't get me wrong, I'm
Very excited.
for this, but there's no way you don't know how many megapixels it is, how many focusing points it will have, what card slots it will use, what video it will shoot, and when you want to have it out. Soon. That's what I want to know, kind of like when Sony said, hey, this is the A1. Oh, and you'll have it in your hands tomorrow. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the 3 new lenses. I mean, kind of 1 new lens and 2 lenses that literally have a built-in EF to RF adapter. That's right, the 400 2.8 and 600 f4 RF versions are the same exact lenses, price and all, minus an ounce or two as the EF version, but with an RF adapter basically built in. It doesn't come off. I don't know how they attached it, but it's built in. Well, let me just say this, those EF lenses, yeah, those version 3s, they were fan-freaking-tastic lenses. I just want to see an all-new RF design. Now, the 3rd lens, on the other hand, is the RF 100mm 2.8 macro with a ring to control spherical aberration.
All aberration all the time.
The SA ring allows you to control the sharpness of the blur in the background. Realize how I didn't say bokeh? Because I don't give a shit about your bokeh in the background. Ooh, it's cat's eye bokeh. Ooh, it's so round, it looks like a football. I don't care. Beyond that, depending on the distance to your subject, you will have either a 1-time magnification or 1.4-time magnification. Like with all of the newly designed RFL lenses, you will get up to 8 stops of image stabilization when paired with the in-body stabilization of the R5, the R6, probably the R3, and I don't think the R, because that didn't have stabilization. I don't think the R had stabilization. Maybe it did. I don't remember.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah, it's only 5.5 stops with the 400 and the 600. The 100 macro will be available in July for $1,400, and I think it's going to be a top seller. There you have it. That's your photo news fix this time around. To check out the last fix, go ahead and click on the screen right here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and that's where I'm gonna leave it. Jared, PolandFroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.